experience through all levels. I was a library media specialist at the elementary level, a 6th grade middle school language arts and social studies teacher, and I've loved every level that I've worked with throughout the years. So hopefully, no matter what level you are in, you will find use for some of the tips and tricks that you will see today. Oftentimes, when schools adopt Schoology, it is a blank canvas, and teachers say, "It's so boring." And if they don't do anything with it, the students say, "It's so boring." One way in order to increase the engagement of a Schoology course is to embed different outside or external apps and tools to it. Some of those tools that a lot of school districts have access to are the Google tools, Docs, Slides, Sheets, all that good stuff. So let's look at some ways in which you can use those tools to make your Schoology course a little more exciting and engaging. Everything that I'm going to go through today is in this presentation here. I will provide you access to that and to a Schoology course where you can also find this presentation. So let's take a look at that course. Here I created a course for this session in Schoology, and I'm going to go through and embed some of these things in here so you can see how it is done. One way that you can use Google tools to improve the look of your course is to change this picture here using Google Slides, using Google Drawing. You can create a profile pic for your course, which is more telling of what the course is about. For example, if I click Edit Picture, I have taken that slide presentation that I made and I downloaded the first slide to be my course picture. So I will just take that and open it, and voila, it's like the perfect size to fit into that profile picture. Oftentimes, teachers will create one that has their subject name on it. It has their name on it. Sometimes images that more illustrate the course that they are teaching. Now let's take a look at the materials here. One way to organize your materials is to add folders. So I'm going to add a folder to my Schoology course. And within this folder, I'm going to place some resources. I can pick whichever color I want. I'm going to pick blue because I believe there's quite a bit of blue in that picture that I'm going to upload. I have created this picture in a Google Drawing right here. So now to upload it into Schoology, I click on this Insert Content button. That's one of my favorite buttons because it allows you to access all sorts of things. And here's this Google Drive resource app. So everything saved to my Google Drive will appear in Schoology once you have your Google and your Schoology combined. So here we go. There is my picture. Notice everything with this check mark next to it. This box is something you can embed in that spot. I'm going to import and import as embed. So now it creates this little yellow placeholder for us. You can make it larger or smaller depending on how big you want it to be as your folder description. So I am going to just click create and take a look at it right now, see what it looks like. Not bad. If I wanted to, I could go back in by clicking this edit here and adjust the sizing of the picture. Now what this does is not only does it give you a nice little pretty picture that goes along, more of a visual cue for your students as well. Now I would like to also create a course header For this course header, what that'll allow me to do is give a navigation point for my students. Now, in order to do that, I need to create an update. And updates are here on the left-hand side. I have this header that's already been created by a wonderful Spanish teacher in our district. So big shout out to Miss Christine Richards. Thank you for having this provided so that I can use it. But you'll see she's created this doc that this drawing that has little places here that will be linked out. And once I embed it into the course, it will be linked to those pages and those places within Schoology. Right, so now that I have my header, I need to get it onto my course. Now this is a few-step process. I'm going to start by putting it in a page. If you haven't used pages yet, we're going to use it a few times. They're one of my favorite features of Schoology. And I'm just going to call it header. And then we're going to use that insert content button again to go to the Google Drive resource app again. And this time I'm going to click shared with me since Christine so kindly shared it with me. And then I'm going to type in header Spanish 2 and it should pop up. Yep, there we go. So I click the checkbox, import, embed. So now there's my Google drawing. That's going to be my header here. Now we need to, in order for it to fit perfectly up into the top, I'm going to change these dimensions. I'm going to take away constrain proportions. And this is going to be 850 by 272. And there we go. Now let's click create. We'll see what it looks like within the header. And there it is. Awesome. So now I need to copy this. I'm going to copy it right from here. And it's tricky. You've got to find exactly the right spot by clicking Shift and going all the way over to the right-hand side. It seems to work the best. So I'm going to Control-C, copy that. And go to my updates. And I'm going to paste that image right here. Now, the key to getting this image to go up into my course is to click this drop down and click the bell. Then we'll click post. And there it is. It's no matter where I go in this course, no matter where the students go in this course, they're going to have this header. And since it's linked out to the important places where they're going to visit often, it makes it for easier navigation of your course. Click there. It takes to her Meet the Teacher page. Clicks here to her expectations and policies. So it's a very cool navigational tool. All right, so I've got my Google drawing here for my header. I've got my Google drawing for my folder description, and I've got my Google slide download for my course picture. Now let's take a look at some materials that your students may access for the curriculum of your course. Anything that's in your Google Drive, you can put up into Schoology as view only. Now, in order to put something into Schoology that's just view only, you don't need the students to access it or do anything with it. We're going to add that onto that page again. So here I go to add materials and I'm going to add a page. Call it session presentation. And once again, I'm going to click insert content and go to the Google Drive resource app. I'm going to find my presentation within there. Since I accessed it not long ago, there it is. You can always click on the link and it'll pop up with a preview to make sure it is the right presentation, which it is. Just like the others, I click the checkbox and import, embed. Now, being as it is, it's a page. So if you wanted to package other presentations or videos or other things from your Google Drive doing that exact same format, you can all do it here on this page. I'm going to type, here is your session presentation. And then I can make some changes to the text, make it a little bigger. All right, so again, here we have this display on a new page button. So if this right now as it is, when they click on it, it will take them to another page in Schoology to see it. Or if I click display inline, let's see what it looks like. It displays it right within that folder. So the students will be able to see it without even having to click into the presentation. So I think I want to make it a little bit bigger. So I'm going to make it a little larger, give them the full view of it. There we go. You can work with it as you would be able to any other with a presentation, as you would not within Schoology. Now to show you the difference, if I go back into the edit and I click this and change it back to display on a new page, notice that preview goes away, and in order for students to see it, they're going to have to click into it. All right, so you'll have to pick and choose. What do you want students to see right away? Lots of times teachers do this with daily agenda slides or important things that they want them to see every single day. Things that are not important for every day, you may just leave display on a new page so that you don't clutter up your main page there. All right, but I'm going to change this back to display inline. And there we go. So now what happens if you want to provide your students with the link to this? Maybe this is a collaborative Google slide presentation. You wouldn't do it this way since this is view only. How we would add that is through a link or external tool. So if I go back into my resources folder, now you notice now that I have something in here, when I hover over this dotted line, it turns green. If you click that, it gives you the exact same options as up in the Add Materials, only it's going to put it where that line is. So this is very helpful once you start to get more materials. Anywhere one of those lines are, that is where that added material will be housed. Otherwise, if you go up to the Add Materials button and do it there, it will automatically go to the bottom. So if I click that, there's this Add File Link External Tool. Now, the difference between an external tool and a link is that the external tool will allow you the option of Enable Grading. So if you're grading this presentation that the students are working together on, I would click that and then it adds it automatically to the gradebook for you. Right, here's where I'm going to put my URL. Now, once again, you need to make sure if you want your students to have editing access to it, change those share settings in Google Drive so that they have edit access and click Submit. So now when I click into it, it's like they took all of your Google Slides and popped it right into Schoology. They can work on it in here if they want. There's this big pop-out button here, which makes it into a bigger screen that they can work with. Or if they would like to just go right to the presentation in directly into Slides, they can just go to Google Slides and it'll pop up automatically for them to click since they just accessed it. Right? So there's two different ways you can embed Google resources. This one for students to work with. the previous for students to view. Now, Google Forms are a little different. Since the user has to input information, you can't do it in this exact manner. So let's take a look at how to embed a Google form. That would be using the same thing that we did with this second session presentation, where we would do this file link external tool. If you are grading the form, you would pick external tool. If you're not, you would pick link. I'll pick link this time so you can see what that looks like. Here is the form I'm going to be embedding into my course. You can't just take the URL from up here and paste it in there because this is the editing URL. We need to get the one here. If I press the send button and get this link, we're going to copy this. Then when we take it back to Schoology, that is the URL we are going to paste in. Once again, we have this display in Schoology. If we click it, it'll bounce it out, but I want it to be displayed in. And I click Add. Now, when students click this Google Form Embed, the Google Form is embedded right within Schoology. They can navigate it and choose their favorites Google Apps for education and submit it just how they would. Oops, I forgot to check. Do not or to submit that. And there you go. It's like you're working with the Google form, except right within Schoology. They don't have to go anywhere. Now, Schoology is also great for videos. There are a couple ways that you can embed videos within Schoology. One way is within just using a page. Again, kind of like this one is. So I'm going to create a page. And I'm going to add some video. So video page. If there's a video saved to your Google Drive, you would go to Insert and come to your Google Drive resource app. And then you can look down and you can either search for your video, try to find it. I am going to just search video. All right, so here are a bunch of my videos that have just popped up. I'm just going to pick this one and do import, embed. So it's going to embed that particular video right on the page, just like it did with the Google slideshow. Now you can also embed videos directly from YouTube by going to the same Insert Content button and going to YouTube. And then either typing in what you're looking for, or if you know already from being in YouTube, you could just copy the link and paste it in here. For example, here is my channel. I'm just going to use this one. This will work. All right, I'll get the shareable link, bring it back, and there it is. I'm going to click the checkbox, import as embed. Now I have my second video in there. So see how you could layer an activity in here and a bunch of resources for your students to go to. Between slide presentations, videos, you can import PDFs from Google Drive, you can import images, infographics. There are all sorts of things you can import from Google Drive to make a stacked or tiered lesson for your students. So I'm going to add, first, view this video about your transition to Schoology. All right, you could keep going, giving directions, telling them what to do throughout the page, and then finishing with some sort of assignment for them to work on, either within this page or with a whole separate Schoology assignment. Right, and you just click Create. So now if I click on my video page, there are my 2 videos embedded right within Schoology. These little buttons here will allow you to pop it out so the students can see it better. They are not confined to that little space there. All right, so we have seen how to embed items from your Google Drive. We have seen how to embed Google Forms and YouTube videos and videos directly from Google Drive. So all of these things will help to make your Schoology course more engaging with your students. Now let's talk Google Maps. Google has made some changes to its permission with Maps and who can access it. So your students may or may not be able to access Google Maps, but for those who can, this is another super cool thing that you can embed right within Schoology. So let's embed that map. I'm going to click the green dot. This time I'm going to put it right here so you can see how it will go in that particular spot. And I am going to click Add a Page. And this is going to be my Pyramid of Giza map. I'm going to go back up to this Insert Content button, but this time we're going to choose Image or Media and from the web and Media. So you're going to keep going until you get that embed. I come up to the 3 lines and I'm going to Share or Embed Map, or down here there's this little share button and then an embed a map. So this is the iframe code that I need to copy in order to embed it within Schoology. And I'll paste it right there. And there we go. There's my Pyramids of Giza. So notice how the students can manipulate it, look through it, click on things. Now, benefit, it's embedded right in here, right? They're not leaving Schoology to see it. They can click between the 2 different views, and they can work with some of the features that they could in Google Maps. Now, they can't get into the Street View with this. So a workaround to that would then be also embedding the Street View. So if I go into this Edit page, and I'm going to embed another map, but this time it's going to be the Street View. All right, I got my Pyramids of Giza. I'm going to click that Street View and maybe go right into the necropolis. All right, here we are. We're in the Street View of the Pyramids of Giza. So then I'll click the 3 dots again up at the top, Share or Embed Image, and once again, embed a map and copy the HTML, just like we did the other site. And then I'm going to insert content, image media, from the web, media, paste. All right, let's save it, see how it looks. There we go. So there we have the Google Maps view, we have the Street View. Once again, they can work with it and they're not leaving Schoology to do it. There's also this expand button, so they can toggle full screen right as if they were in Google Maps. So a super cool ability there to embed Google Maps right within Schoology. Now you can also like the other one. This is a page, so you could add in text, tell them what to do with each one. So everything we just embedded in that page could be in the description of a discussion. It could be in the description of an assignment. You could put a YouTube video about the pyramids of Giza, the maps about the pyramids of Giza, a slide presentation, all there for the students to research, and then they could submit an assignment about it. They could have a discussion about it. So it's an easy way to package all of those resources, keeping that engagement right within Schoology. So those are all sorts of ways that you can embed items that you have from your Google Apps for Education right within Schoology. If you want to review any of these things that we looked at today, once again, that slide presentation is in the Schoology course. The slide presentation is in the Schoology course. There is the access code. Feel free to access the Schoology course and look at all the resources that are in the resource folder. Thank you so much for viewing the presentation today. If you need anything at all, my contact information is within that session presentation. Do not hesitate to reach out if you have any issues. Have a wonderful day.